All right. So episode number 11.
Look at us.
Yeah. So it's been kind of exciting the last couple of days. We've been getting some we didn't post for we still recorded videos,
Right.
but we didn't post anything on YouTube
For a while.
for what? Like
2 months?
2 months?
Yeah.
And then in this last week, we've gotten we're going to close out the week with probably 40,000 views,
Yeah.
50,000 views
For the week.
for the week.
That's crazy. Yeah, I saw videos.
For a couple of guys that don't know what they're doing.
Just a couple of idiots. Yeah, it was really exciting to see 10,000 views on a couple of these shorts that we put out. So thank you to whoever is watching those. Please click like, click subscribe, keep making comments. We love to interact with people that comment on the channel, and we've devoted ourselves to responding to everybody who sends us a comment for as long as we can.
If you drop a comment, we will respond.
Yeah.
We are those assholes.
And I've been thinking about I've been thinking about some sort of theme song and talking about maybe starting the show with a theme song. So if you got an idea of a song that maybe we could use,
drop a comment.
Yeah, drop a comment. Shoot some feedback. I'd love to kind of kick something around. If you guys got a song that you want us to open with, happy to do that.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So Ohio State shirt today.
OH!
Let's go.
Yeah,
we're gonna go watch the game tonight.
Yeah. I'm fired up for the Cotton Bowl. It's kind of hard as a Buckeye fan sometimes because the program is so strong that you don't go to the playoffs. You feel like it's a loss of a season.
Even though most teams
would kill to be in our position.
Most teams to have a one-loss season.
It's ridiculous.
In the fucking Big 12.
And we're pissed.
Would be thrilled about it.
All my friends are pissed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody back home is bummed out. You fucking keep losing to that team up north, and it's just breaking everybody's hearts. Even though they're big cheaters.
Michigan,
cheaters.
Yeah, a bunch of cheaters.
And your day is coming. Yeah. Just know, if you're a Weasel fan, your fucking day is coming. Arguably the third best team in the SEC behind Georgia and Alabama. I guess Alabama and Georgia.
I mean, let's be honest. Fucking Ohio State's going to walk through Missouri.
Well, you know what's crazy?
We'll see.
This line start, and the hard thing is, when you've got a team like Ohio State where you have a bunch of pro prospects, one of the hard things about the bowl game is if you don't go to the playoff game and you're just going to a regular bowl, who's going to sit out?
Yeah.
And so that's a big problem in college, really, and it makes gambling on the lines a little bit difficult. Here's a case in point. Ohio State started as a 2.5-point underdog to Missouri because people assumed a lot of stars were going to sit out.
But then when everyone but Marvin Harris.
Yeah, everyone but Marvin Harrison Jr. is playing, evidently. And that changed the line where now the Buckeyes are favored by 5.5. So you had an 8-point swing in a week, which is a fuck ton.
That is a lot.
You know? And it's funny, I was having this conversation with my wife about betting lines, and she was asking me what that means because I was telling her about the Ohio State line thing, and she didn't get it.
Which is odd for me to think that anyone who's married to you doesn't know everything there is to know about sports gambling already.
She doesn't.
Just out of the gate.
No, she knows that I do it, and she knows that I like it, and she kind of feels like she gets the underdog favorite thing, really, but she's not dialed in, and she didn't understand how the line moved or really what it meant. So, you and I were talking about it a little bit yesterday over a couple of drinks, and I think what a lot of people don't realize, what Vegas is doing with the lines is it's not like they've got a team that they want to win. All Vegas is looking to do is minimize risk. So they want to put a line out there that will make the betting sides equal.
Yeah.
Right. And then when that happened, now Vegas is like, holy shit, everyone's loading up on the Buckeyes. We've got to move the line. Now it's at 5.5. And evidently that's the spot where people start saying, okay, we're going to bet on Missouri.
Yeah.
So Vegas makes their money on the volume of the betting.
Yeah.
Right. So they're just looking to kind of put it on both sides. A lot of people don't know that's why you actually have a line. How much money does it take so that people will bet on an underdog? And that's what they're doing to try to not lose money because they just want 50-50, as much betting money as possible.
LFG, right?
LFG.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah. So I was kind of explaining that to Kat. And she's like, okay, that makes sense. And then there's some times where late money comes in and Vegas gets burnt, but really they just want to make it as even as possible.
Does that really happen very often? Let's be honest.
Don't know. And here's the other thing. How often do these fucking, these guys in Vegas nail the lines where it's always within a point or something, right? A half point? How the fuck is that possible?
Yeah. No, when I hit that parlay a few weeks ago or whatever, no, that was shocking, right? I mean, I beat Vegas on what, 6 teams?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Well, that's, the parlays really are a sucker's bet that anyone who gambles and knows it will tell you that. But they're so much fun because it's cheap action on a lot of games.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, what did you have to bet? How much money did you put out?
$100.
Yeah. And won what?
1,300.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a nice bet when you do that. You know what I mean? You get a couple of favorites.
It was really my buddy was doing this, collecting $5 a piece. And I was like, I've never done this before. Downloaded the app. I got a match for the 50 that I put in, and then the match bet or whatever. And then I was like, well, let's just throw the whole thing. And he's like, you threw 100 on a parlay?
Yeah, that's aggressive.
He's like, yeah, this is not good odds. I was like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah, whatever.
Like,
but the payout's there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The idea is you're not going to hit
it just
many of
worked
them.
out.
Yeah, when you're not going to hit many
Deleted
of
the
them.
app immediately after.
Smart. You're not going to hit many parlays, but when you do, it makes up.
Yeah.
For all the ones you
But
missed.
I left the casino after winning.
Yeah, happy guy.
Yeah.
My dad used to always say it's not hard to win money in a casino; it's hard to get it home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
Because you want to
That's
start.
a solid point.
It's a great point. Like you want, especially about Vegas. Like the casinos here are a little bit different.
Yeah.
Like, you go to Vegas,
you're there to fucking gamble,
and you win money early. You just spend it.
Yeah.
And if you lose money, you chase it.
Best thing you can do is lose,
early.
I'm sorry, win
late.
Right. Yeah.
The day you're leaving.
Last time I was in Las Vegas, I think I told you about this. So I went and I recorded all day with a client, and then hit the casino because my flight was supposed to leave at like 9, right? And it got delayed until 11:50 or whatever, 10:50, something like that, you know. And so I went to the casino, started playing blackjack, and went down really quick. And I was like, "Fuck!" So
like you tend to when you go out.
Yeah. That's usually on a dude.
Usually after a couple of drinks, just went down really quick.
And then I went out, and then I started winning and winning. And then like my client looks over at me and he's like, because he's staying there. When do you have to leave for your flight? I was like,
an hour ago.
After this hand, hit that hand too, and go cash out. Couple $100 up, you know, not big. I was playing, you know, I think.
But when you're down, you feel like it's a big win.
Yeah, I think I was playing $10 or $15 blackjack, so it wasn't a lot. Mm-hmm. But you're the one who told me how to bet in blackjack too, the betting strategy.
Yeah, the parlay betting.
And so I went cashed out, and then order a ride, go pick up all my equipment from the bellhop, and as I'm driving, I look it up, and they've moved my flight from 11:50 to 11:15.
Oh,
and
you weren't ready for that one.
No. I show up, I check the bags, and they're like, "Yeah, there's no way you're gonna make it." And I said, well, "Can I try?" Like, I don't have a hotel.
So hold on. The plane was leaving at 11:15, so they're done boarding it by 11-ish, right?
I think I showed up at 11:05.
Was the door closed? Because that's like Fort Knox. Once that door closes, they're like, "Fuck you."
Once the plane door closes, not the gate door.
Okay, right.
So they had closed the gate door. So I sprint, just fat guy,
high-handed it, fat guy just diving over
guy
people
with a backpack,
elbowing ladies out of the way,
rolling through the Las Vegas airport, and I end up jumping on this guy who's picking up trash, and he lets me on his cart, and he drives me for a ways and everything. I show up, and I was like, "Hey," and they go, "Well, the door's closed." And I said, "Is there any way I can please get on?" I said, "Well, let us see." They call up. All right, they're gonna let you in. You gotta wait for a second.
So lucky.
I walk in, everyone scowls at me.
Yeah, you're the dick that's making everybody wait. I always look. I will motherfuck that guy when they walk by.
Oh fuck yeah, I would hate me
like
too.
You had to wait this long, motherfucker. You could. Well, and the worst thing is like, how pissed would you be if you left? You're on a roll at the casino playing cards. You're on a heater. You leave a heater, which is really hard to do.
Yeah.
And then don't make the flight. You'd be so pissed.
At least
because you go back to the casino and lose it all, guaranteed.
Oh yeah,
that's Murphy's law. You miss that flight, you're gonna give 10 times back to the casino.
Well, because here's the thing: had they had to book me in the morning, there's no way in hell, and you know this. There's no way in hell I'm getting a room at midnight to go back at 7 in the morning.
No, you're gonna casino it all night.
I'm going all night,
red eyeing it,
hard,
red eyeing it. Yeah,
just hard and hammered, you know. But yeah, luckily I made the flight. So
that's funny. I don't know if I've ever gotten it when they closed the gate, but I've been like about the last dude on a plane before. Like
usually I'm early because I don't like doing the stress.
No, it stresses me out. Like you never know with security. Like it can either be like you walk right through, or it's like a 2-hour fucking thing.
No one really cared. Like I'm not even sure if I took my belt or my shoes off. I just ran through. I may not be welcome back in the Las Vegas airport.
That's fucking hilarious.
I was in such a fucking hurry.
I haven't been to Vegas in a while. It's been a bit for me. I've hit the casinos out here in Phoenix a bit, but
yeah, I don't win a lot here.
I never win here.
I used to win a lot at the casinos in Washington. So I think I told you about this. So in Washington, you don't have to be on a reservation to have a card house. So as long as it's a game of skill, like blackjack, Spanish 21, poker, those things.
Just can't be slot machines and roulette tables.
It's like you show up, it's like a sports bar. So if we went to Harvey's, for example, And then there's just a bunch of blackjack tables around the perimeter. It's fucking awesome.
So they'll be in like divey joints like that too. That's
yeah.
cool. So they just kind of games of chance like roulette and
no
slots
roulette, no slots, no anything like that. Yeah, it's all
no video poker.
No, yeah, it's all fucking games skill. You know, there's still chance obviously involved, but yeah, and because there's in divey joints too, there'd be really cheap blackjack. So
yeah, $2
I
a
used to play
table.
$3 blackjack at this place, and I racked up so many players points that like they would like every time I wanted to take pizza home or do anything, I'd just go there because it was free.
Yeah.
Like
yeah. Well, the only problem about playing really low minimum tables is you just get yahoos.
Yeah.
You know, you'll sit next to idiots that don't play. And I have a tough time if they don't play well.
I used to see the same people every day.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, yeah, there's this one old Asian guy who's a cobbler.
A cobbler?
Yeah, and he went by...
What is this, 1810?
He went by Grandpa. He fixed a pair of wingtips for me.
A good guy to know.
Yeah.
A cobbler. I didn't know anyone had that job anymore.
Yeah, he was, old Grandpa.
Were you also hanging out with a blacksmith? And
I have no idea what his real name was. But yeah, he owned a shoe repair place.
That's awesome.
He's a cool guy. Yeah, he'd always make fucking horrible comments about every woman that walked in to me. Hey,
just sexist shit, just
sexist,
degrading,
sexist, racist, just horrible stuff. But he'd lean over to me and, hey, you know what I mean? Yeah, buddy. Yeah, Grandpa.
Funny. Yeah. That's what old people do, is keep fucking up. That's what happens. I think that like you can grow up not talking shit, but at some point as you get older, you just all of a sudden become just kind of goofy in the way that you think.
Talker, you know that.
Big time.
Like
I'm nervous. 20 years from now, I'm afraid of the shit I'm going to say and think. You know what I mean? Like I'm already kind of a psychopath.
I'm already losing my filter.
Right.
Fucking hey.
That's what happens. You get older and you're just like, I'm just going to say it. See what happens. Just say it.
So, last show that we did was the turkey show, right?
Yeah.
At Stand Up Live, day before Thanksgiving.
Yep.
You placed third. Not bad.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Not bad at all. Yeah. And I did a different style of comedy than I've ever done.
Yeah, I thought it was good though.
Yeah, just told the story.
Yeah, I thought the story was good.
That was a last minute decision.
Which is ballsy.
Yeah.
You know? It was ballsy. I'm glad to place again. Like I've done a few of those contests and I like to at least, feel good about it. But those shows, the night before Thanksgiving shows are so much fun because everyone's willing to go out and party.
Yeah,
like everybody wants to go do something.
Bar night of the year.
How easy it's for us to get friends to come see us.
Yeah.
And then
which is really what's fun about doing it. Like it's fun to go on stage.
Yeah.
And shit. But like the funnest part is going on stage in front of your friends, in front of your buddies.
Yeah.
And then also hanging out with them before and after, sitting through the show with them, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love having that bar, Stand Up Live is just a venue that we love here in Phoenix. It's where all the headliners typically play, and they've got the bar right next door. So you can pregame there, go do your set, go back and party. It's always a good night. And they've always got a band playing. So that's always one of the more fun nights for sure. And then I haven't done anything since. I didn't have anything booked.
No, I don't either.
Like I started a new job and I just don't have a ton of time. So I really kind of need to figure some shit out. I need to write. I just
between that and your gay porn. Like,
yeah, right. I know.
You just don't have time for it.
Full schedule, dude. Like, what are you going to do? It's hurting me just sitting here right now. But I got to write some new shit and get out there and book some new stuff. But yeah, right now it's bowl season. So I'm into that. So I think I told you I'm doing this college bowl thing where you
talk about your fucking wife.
Jesus, dude. So
Jesus Christ.
I'm doing this bowl thing where you pick every bowl for the year. There's no spread. You're just picking them straight up. And then the earlier bowls are worth 1 point. The bigger bowls are worth 2. You get to the playoff games, they're worth 4. And then the national championship game is worth 6.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever won this one. There's probably about 50 people that do it. I don't think I've ever won it, but I've come in the top 3. My wife has won it and come in the top 3 another time. And she's beating everybody again this year.
Nothing about
football. Like absolutely nothing.
She feels which team
is going to
wants it more.
Yeah. It's literally just that. She just she closes her eyes and has me read her the teams. And then she just picks one. And she hit 15 straight games.
I'm not mocking her by saying these things. It's fucking incredible.
Jesus, dude. I mean, seriously, 15 straight games. Think if she went to the roulette table and just played red-black.
Yeah.
The coin toss, 15 straight, you'd be banking.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then I never heard the fucking end of it because she keeps whipping my ass every year in this. And she's like, don't you know everything about college football? And
yeah, if there's one person who knows about fucking college football, it's you.
What the fuck? Dude,
Like,
she beats me every year.
Every year.
It's like the old story they talk about where like the stockbrokers couldn't outpick the monkeys throwing darts at stocks.
Yeah.
They literally could that's how I feel. My wife's a monkey is what I'm fucking saying. Throwing darts at a board. That's basically what she is. And then every day I have to hear about it. Am I still beating you? Yeah, you're still fucking beating me.
Last night she finally had another loss, but she was
15
in a row. That's fucking insane.
How many, like, flip a coin? How many times do you think you can get it correct?
Yeah, no, I mean, her 15 in a row.
Do you have a coin? We should do it. I want to see how many times you can call it in a row. Do you have any change on you?
Yeah, I got some.
All right.
I got you. I'm your Huckleberry.
I'm your Huckleberry.
All right.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
All right.
Let
me think about it before. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Heads.
Hold on. Let's just let it go. What is it?
What do you think it is?
All right. You got one.
Okay.
Let me try to catch. Hold on.
Heads.
Tails. So you made it one. She hit 15.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that better than me?
Yeah, a little bit.
You're flipping the fucking coin. She's feeling the magic.
Yeah, she goes by feeling. Evidently, it works. I told a couple of buddies that she's hit 15 in a row. They're like, dude, get to fucking Vegas. Like, let's put her to work. If she's going to be Rain Woman.
It might not work for that. It might not work for monetary reasons.
Well, that would be the problem. I would take her there thinking she's Rain Woman.
Yeah.
Right? And she'd go there and we just get murdered and lose the house. So much for your fucking feelings.
That's not rain. That's a golden shower, bitch.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So, so we got Ohio State. So I heard, they keep implying that Connor's coming back to fucking UFC.
Really?
Yeah. And
I hope so.
And I think it's going to be Chandler. What is your prediction on something like that?
Connor Chandler?
Yeah.
Chandler. I
You
feel
think
like,
so?
well, wait though. Connor's big now, right? Like
70.
We had a lot of people commenting the last time we got into Connor's weight. A lot of people kind of wrote in and they were just like, no, he's not that big. You know what I mean? All this kind of stuff. But I got to be honest. I think Chandler wins the fight. I feel like Connor's just kind of like, he's like a celebrity now. And I feel like he's just distracted. You know what I mean? And Chandler just seems like a hungry dude to me. And he's tough as fuck.
So if it was a fight like when Connor fought Diaz, okay, I think Chandler wins.
Mm-hmm.
I still do believe that Connor, and there's no doubt, Connor has the knockout power.
For sure.
And I think he could lay out Chandler.
Yeah, I mean, he's heavy-handed. Like,
right?
We know he's heavy-handed.
I do believe that. So that's the scenario. I think if it ended in the first 2 rounds, it's McGregor all the way.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, if it goes a distance, I'd say it's 80% Chandler.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Earlier, quick fight definitely favors him, and he's got the knockout power. And if he's focused and shit, I think
well, it's all about the prep, right?
Yeah,
like Connor's so good at getting in people's heads.
It's true.
But then, like for the Khabib fight, Khabib was in Connor's head.
Yeah, it just felt like once he got all the money from fighting Mayweather, he hasn't been the same fighter.
No, that's true. But well, yeah.
I mean, what did he get? 50 million from that fight?
100
million.
$100 million.
Whew. Like, how hard do you really want to? Like, it's just such a tough way to make.
Would you want to get punched in the face
That's
again
what I'm
with
saying.
$100 million?
It's already a hard way to make a living now. I know that these guys have got pride and they're talented, and that's kind of what they're into. But like when you're that wealthy, it's a tough way to make a buck going in there and getting your ass whipped, cutting the weight and all of that. Like it'd be easy to just kind of like coast. You know what I mean?
I'm too pretty to fight.
Yeah, you're right. There's no way we let you fight it. Fuck up your modeling career. Yeah. So I don't know. It'd be good to see. Who's the next big fight? Is there?
I was really excited about Stipe Jones, but that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's not until I think the 2nd or 3rd week of January.
Well, as a Cleveland boy, I love me some Stipe. Right.
Well, yeah. But at the same time,
he's my dude.
John Jones. Come on.
I know. Jones is a killer.
I know that a lot of people don't like John Jones. Like, there's a lot of John Jones haters out there.
Yeah, but you got to respect his talent. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel about him. Like,
the dude's an exciting fight. Like, do you remember his rise to the top?
Yeah, he was fucking killing people.
Choked out Machida with standing up.
The Gustafsson
like
fight.
Oh.
Yeah, those fights are great. Yeah, he's just a ton of. He's like, so
he was
big.
Beating people in different ways every time, and it seemed like heavyweight was easier for him.
Yeah, you saw him. How is he making 205? He's such a big guy.
But that seemed heavyweight seemed like an easier fight for him.
Yeah.
Than 205.
Yeah, well, he's probably strong and not cutting weight. I wonder how much, like...
Well, he kind of had a belly a little bit.
I know. When he cuts to 205, like, I wonder what he's in the ring fighting at, though. 220, 225?
Probably,
like,
yeah. Well, I don't know, though. He was only like 230 when he fought in his heavyweight fight.
Oh.
And so I don't know if he's really cut. I think he probably lives around 210.
Really?
215.
God, he just looks big.
But think about how tiny his legs are.
Yeah, his legs are skinny.
And
he's all limmy. Like, he's really limmy.
Yeah.
Which makes him such a handful at 205, right? His reach is just...
We just had Edwards Covington, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so events upcoming. All right, we got Angelov versus Walker, too. So no one we care about. But Sean Strickland is fighting... Plessis?
Oh, okay.
Duplessis?
Yeah, that'll be a good fight. Dude, yeah. Sean Strickland is a goddamn psychopath.
Oh,
but holy shit, do I love that cat. Man. He is a wild man, but man, is he funny. Dude, his interviews are crazy. He's like, he looks like he just wants to fight everybody in the stands every fight. Like, he is just a complete beast. He's very different than a lot of cats.
How about the way that he just fucking stalked Israel?
Yeah.
Like,
wild. Who does that?
You know,
yeah, who does that? No one does that with. No one does that to Izzy, dude.
No, he out Izzy Dizzy.
He out Izzy Dizzy.
Like, with less flair though. Just with like a dude Bombs. Fucking. Well, they said he spars every day,
dude, and he's fearless. Like, the dude is just
every day. Yeah.
He doesn't care if he dies in the ring. Literally has something wrong with him.
Yeah,
like he just does not care. But God, he is exciting to watch.
I think everyone in third grade had that problem child in their class.
Yeah.
That was Sean Strickland.
Yeah, that just did not give a shit.
Yeah,
like, he's going to be a nightmare.
I don't know what's wrong with this kid.
Yeah, stay away from him.
And that's him. He's a fucking psycho.
He is a psycho, but he is fun as hell to watch. Because, like, well, you know, once the football playoffs end, it's a while until basketball playoffs kick in. So it's kind of like a downtime of sports for me.
Yeah.
Like, but speaking of football, can we talk about my Brownies?
The Browns. They making the playoffs?
Dude, they made it last night. Beating the Jets, locked them in. So that was really cool. They had a Thursday night game in Cleveland and made it a big spectacle, and it was packed. I mean, it was a madhouse.
Fucking packed.
My friend said it was absolutely electric.
Cleveland loves fucking football.
Oh, dude, we love our Browns. Like, we stand behind them when they suck, which is most of the time. And now that they're actually doing pretty well.
It's not like the Cardinals where we have half a fan base.
Yeah.
You know?
Everybody's there for the opposing team.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't go to a Cleveland game as the opposing team.
Well, that's the difference. So everyone who lives in Phoenix is from somewhere else. Yeah. Everyone who lives in Cleveland wants to go somewhere else.
Yeah, it's totally true. We don't even know we're allowed to leave. Like, I was 40 years old when I realized I was allowed to leave Cleveland. I didn't know that was even okay.
Like, I'm ready to get the fuck out of this place.
I'm going to turn in my work boots and flannel shirt and walk the fuck out of here.
Hang up your Carhartt
like an
jacket.
Exodus. Yeah, put my trucker hat away. Move out to the desert. But my buddies that were at the game were hitting me up last night, said the atmosphere at that game was crazy.
I have no doubt.
And then the Browns scored 34 points in the first half.
That's wild.
Dude, Flacco had 296 yards in the first half.
Wow. Yeah.
The guy's been a dream for us. I saw Deshaun Watson so far this year has made $46 million for his 4 wins, and now he's out for the year. Flacco got 4 wins out of 5 games, and it's cost $2.5 million.
Wow.
Talk about a value of a QB.
Yeah.
The dude's 38.
It's incredible.
I hated him when he was in Baltimore. Hated him.
Yeah.
And now I fucking love the guy.
He's your new best friend.
He's my new best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm really pumped about that. So I think the Browns might play Carolina, and that's the way it would play out right now. We'd be the 5th seed, and we'd end up playing the 4th seed, which right now would be Carolina.
So how sweet would it be if
Jacksonville.
How sweet would it be if the Cardinals got Marvin Harris?
Since he can't go to Cleveland, I want him to come to Phoenix.
Yeah.
I'm getting the jersey. I'm going to games. Yeah, dude.
I mean, you got someone like that. Okay. So you'd have Hollywood as your number 2 receiver, right?
Which he needs to be a number 2. He can't be a number 1.
He's not a number 1.
No.
Yeah. But Marvin Harris Jr. as your number 1, Hollywood, and then we got that young guy from Stanford who's really versatile, right?
Don't you have Rondale Moore too?
Yeah,
the dude from Purdue.
Yeah,
he's not a big part of the offense.
He's not huge, so
dude.
Yeah.
I will be.
And we got Connor as our running back. Like that
Connor's good. Dude.
That's a decent fucking. You Marvin. That's a decent offense,
dude. I will
if they can get a line to protect Kyler a little more. You know,
they'd be fun to watch.
Yeah.
My hot take would be, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people might feel this way. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like, not only do I think he's going to be good in the NFL, not only do I think he's going to be great in the NFL, I think this is a first ballot Hall of Famer. And here's why I think that. He's probably the most talented dude in college right now. And by all reports, he's the hardest working dude at Ohio State. Like the dude is just nonstop, puts in the hours, early to the gym, last guy to leave, works the throwing machine constantly, keeps himself in great shape, lives the life. Obviously, he's got the DNA from his dad. That was a first ballot Hall of Famer. And he's got the work ethic. And I really just, and he's got great hands. And he's 6'4", 215, and he's going to get bigger. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I just feel like he's going to be a guy that could be like, if he stays long enough, he could be like Fitzgerald 2.0. Just a guy that's great in the community, never going to do anything dumb, and have an amazing career.
Well, and
I hope it's here. I hope it's in Phoenix.
Fitz was so good for so long, right? He definitely slowed down later in his career, but
he's a legend.
Yeah,
because he stayed. I mean, he's Larry Legend for a reason.
He stayed here for 17 years
with no quarterbacks.
Well, in between.
Yeah,
I mean,
if he had a good quarterback his entire career, though,
he
might have had Jerry Rice type numbers. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. He still broke records.
Yeah. In spite of not a lot of talented QB, yeah. So I'm saying, like, I hope that Harrison Jr. lands here. It would be super fun.
Yeah, well, not only that. I mean, from living here, Fitzgerald is a pillar of the community.
Fact.
He's such a fucking stud. Just such a good guy for everything. He is someone who you're okay with your kids being, him being their role model. You know what I mean?
My buddy was at
he's no Charles Barkley.
No, this is years ago. This is probably 10 years ago, but my buddy was at like this fundraiser and Fitzgerald was there like in a tux and the whole thing. And some guy had a ball, like they were auctioning off some signed balls. I don't know if it was by Fitz or who it was. But some dude got it and he's like, Fitzgerald, go out. Right. And he's like in the middle of this white glove dinner with all these tables and shit all around. And Larry was running routes between the tables and letting this guy like whip the ball to him. Like he was just committed to it, like making great catches and like, nice hands, Larry. Remember those commercials? Nice hands, Larry.
He's just such a good guy.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
It's one of those things where like that's the type of guy you want on your team and part of your community.
Yeah, Yeah, he's awesome. I saw him last time I was.
You think Marvin could be like that?
I think Marvin would be that good. He's got great character. Everybody loves him. He's one of everybody's favorite teammates, and is just the hardest working guy out there. He's a guy who won't get to the league, and the money's not going to spoil him. He won't get lazy. You know what I mean? The family's obviously got some money. Like the guy had his dad had a great career. Yeah. So, and they said he's just the hardest working dude out there, and he's got a good head on his shoulders. So,
obviously he's got the right kind of role model, with his dad and everything. I would love to get him. I'm not sure if we will.
Well, the problem is
we're going to be probably third or fourth.
I think right now the Cardinals have the second pick. The problem is, if the Bears are getting Carolina's pick. Yeah, well, the Bears are getting Carolina's pick, and that looks like it's going to be number one.
Yeah.
Like, besides the Bears pick, but although their pick's going to be like 20.
Well,
but if they have the number one pick from Carolina,
Patriots
would be number two.
Number two, right?
So if, or no, I think the Cardinals are still number two. I don't know. But they're saying.
No, I think we're ahead of the Patriots.
If the Bears have the number one pick from Carolina, and they're not moving on from Justin Fields, they're going to take Harrison. Like, he's considered the number one player in the draft. It's not a QB. It might be the number one player regardless, but if you need a QB, it is what it is. So maybe they dump the pick to someone who's dying to get a quarterback.
I don't know.
And gets a bunch of
whether or not the Bears keep Justin Fields. That's really
that's what I'm saying. If they keep Fields debate, and people think that they're going to, and you've got an Ohio State quarterback in Justin Fields that's going to want the Ohio State guy in Marvin Harrison.
Yeah. No,
so
that's true.
It makes a ton of sense that the mock drafts that I'm seeing have Chicago taking Marvin first.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to happen.
No, I don't either. Fuck Chicago.
But I do love Justin Fields. And if that's what it takes for those guys to be good, I might become a Bears quasi fan. Like, if Fields and Marvin are there,
we might need to stop being friends if that happens.
I know. But that's the problem about the NFL. It's like, you can be fans of certain people. They just move around so much, which is what makes Fitzgerald so cool, is that he never left. How many years did he play here?
Yeah. Right.
It was what 13 or 14 fucking years? Like,
right.
Who does that anymore in the NFL?
Yeah, we look at people like Carson Palmer and Warner as being like pillars of our team.
Yeah.
When in reality, they played the majority of their careers at other teams.
Yeah.
They just did great things for us.
It's so rare to have someone stick around that long. Did you watch the documentary on Barry Sanders?
No.
I think it's on Netflix. It's called Bye Bye Barry. Well, what you learn about this, and I think people kind of knew, he was such a humble dude and didn't like the spotlight. It was a very laid back guy.
Opposite of Deion Sanders.
Yeah, like when he won the Heisman Trophy, like when he got invited to go, like he was at a game or a practice somewhere else, like his team was playing like in Europe or something weird, and so he just phoned it in for the Heisman and won. You know what I mean? But he didn't give a shit about it. He never even kept the Heisman Trophy. He gave it to a friend, that kept it at their apartment forever. And then there was 1 or 2 years where he, going into the last game, could have led the league in rushing and won the rushing title and just said, no, I'll sit out. They got a lead, and he just pulled himself out of the game, like 30 yards short of being the NFL's leading rusher.
Stand up, dude.
He just benched himself so other people could play.
Yeah.
And it blew his teammates away. They're like, this guy is so good, and he just didn't care. But people forget the year that he won the Heisman, and I looked all of this up when I was watching the documentary because you forgot how good he is.
Yeah.
You know? The year that he won the Heisman in '88 at Oklahoma State, he had 3,200 all-purpose yards.
Wow.
I mean, if a running back does 2,000, people freak out.
Yeah.
And he had multiple games with 300 yards rushing,
Jesus
multiple
Christ.
games. Scored like
fucking crazy.
48 touchdowns and 3,200 yards. Like, dude, he's like a video game watching this dude. You're like, he was the perfect build to be a running back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyways, check out that documentary. It's awesome.
I'll have to watch it.
It's good.
So, So, Suns season has gotten started.
Yeah.
You know,
and they look healthy, right?
Yeah.
Generally.
I mean, I still have my concerns about KD staying healthy throughout the whole year.
For sure.
You know, like Booker is solid. He's young. He's, you know what I mean? Rambunctious, everything like that. But KD, I'm still a little concerned about him actually staying the whole season. You know?
And the problem is that's such a new roster, all these guys coming together, right? That like you need some time to gel, and they're not getting a time to play. You know, between Beal, KD, and Booker, which is who you need to spend some time together. That's your dynamic threesome, right?
Yeah.
They need some games under the belt before the playoffs come.
I'll give you a dynamic threesome.
There you go. not what you're used to, huh? You and a couple hobos off the street. But they need some time to play together and gel because they've got such a new roster.
Yeah.
And they need to get some time in between before the playoffs, because that starting five for Phoenix is money.
Yeah. Oh,
you know,
they've got the structure to make a run again.
Yeah.
Right. But the scary thing is, if we don't get it, okay, let's be honest, we're probably in KD's last year or two, you know. So
and you gave up a lot to get him.
A lot, right? But then again, Chris Paul lasted longer than I thought he would.
Yeah.
I thought,
but he kept running out of steam in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know, it was just his age caught up with him in the playoffs.
Yeah. Which I get.
Yeah.
I'm old.
Yeah. He is the point guard, though, dude. I mean, that dude is a stud. You know what I mean?
Well, when he's on fire, he's so on fire. Chris Paul's so good when he's on fire.
Well, he just makes everybody better. It's not like you need the guy to score a lot.
No.
But that's the nice thing about having Beal and Durant to take some of the heat off of Booker. Booker doesn't need to score 30.
Well,
Durant doesn't need to score 30.
You realize when the Suns sucked, Booker had one game where he scored over 70 points in one game.
Yeah,
because he was all there was, you know. But he really is a guy that even like the games where he doesn't score as much, he supports others. Like he's a good team guy, and I think that Chris Paul was instrumental in helping him see that too.
Yeah. And Booker should, if Booker can be off the ball a bit more and not have to be ball dominant the way that he is, it just makes those guys so much better. Because, I mean, Durant, Beal, and Booker are a fantastic threesome. Speaking of
100%.
Speaking of basketball, I think the Cavs play the Bucks tonight, and the Bucks look good.
Yeah,
they're deep. Picking up Dame was huge for them.
Yeah,
like getting Damian Lillard they're really good.
Yeah. So any new ideas or concepts for stand-up stuff?
I don't have anything like off the top of my head. I've been spending a lot of time, because I've been on vacation this week, spending a lot of time with my dogs. So I think there's a lot of good stuff about my dogs. Like their life, dude, they're so damn spoiled. You know what I mean? My wife spoils the shit out of them. And it's like, I just, if I come back, if there's such a thing as, another go around in this life, I hope my next one is coming back as one of my wife's dogs.
Yeah.
Because it's
they live a good life.
It is the best life you could possibly have.
Great food.
You won't be around for a long time. Be around for a good time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's really what I'm into.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care about the long
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I tell all the girls. Short and sweet.
Totally.
That's all you need, baby.
Yeah. Totally. I just think it's fun. I was thinking about like when my dogs wake up, the second their eyes open, they're sprinting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dude, if I took too quick of a step getting out of bed, I'd pull my hamstring and blow my back out.
Yeah.
And these guys are in a dead sprint the second that they get up. Like, I want some of that energy. And they're always happy. Yeah. I wake up irritable. I'm turning into a crotchety old fuck, and my dogs are always happy.
Well, you remember that meme? I don't know if you sent it to me or I sent it to you, but like it was like a dog, tail wagging. And it's like every time I walk in the room and it says, whatever you want to do, I'm down. I'm down. Fucking down.
Yeah, I am in. And that's them. Like wherever you want to go, bro.
Whatever.
Everything's
I'm
fun
down.
for me.
I'm down.
Everything's fun. Yeah, I need a little of that optimism and energy about the shit that I do.
Yeah, for sure.
What about you? You got any new ideas?
I don't know. Probably not. I mean, I'm always coming up with different ideas. Really haven't been writing much. I
know.
I don't know though. At the same time, maybe I need to start writing ideas because, like, again, we tell all these funny stories, and when I did that, it felt very natural on stage.
Yeah,
right. That's just a funny story.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And it was so easy to do. Like I'm not memorizing punchlines and transitions and all that shit. Like, just I could tighten up what I did.
Yeah,
and make it a little shorter, but way tighter and likely funnier. More laughs per minute, stuff like that. But it was kind of nice just telling a story and feeding off the crowd.
Yeah.
There were certain things that weren't planned at all.
Yeah.
But when I would get a laugh, I'd feed into that a little more.
That's the energy.
And lay on some other things. And that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And way less stressful too. But,
well, you bring up a good point about writing more. Like my buddy Tony Visick, who is an actual comedian.
Yeah.
He's speaking of Vegas, he used to play there and is a legit guy, right? He gave me some good advice. He's like, look, man, when I was deep in it and trying to be a real comedian, I made myself write 10 jokes a day.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I haven't written 10 jokes in 3 months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
and he said, if you write 100 jokes, 7 will work.
But again, I don't write jokes, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think if I'm going to go down the story path, right, which I think worked. Like, I again, it needs some tightening up.
Yeah.
Overall, it worked. I need to not necessarily think of jokes, but think of funny ways to position different things throughout the story.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's where that set wins.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah. I think the good stories are great. Like we've always said, great comedians are great storytellers. They just make shit fun.
Oh, great fucking anything. Great marketers are great storytellers.
Yeah.
Great salesmen are great storytellers. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is, right? Telling stories in an effective way based on the audience that you're looking at is the most impactful way of communication.
Yeah.
In the human experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did
you see? So Segura's got a new stand-up out.
No, I haven't seen it.
And it's funny. He filmed it here in Phoenix at Celebrity Theater, the same place where Nate Bargatze filmed his in Phoenix. Yeah.
That's a small place.
It's small, but it's in the round, right?
Yeah,
so like
it's cool though.
Yeah, that's like they've got, you're surrounded by people and they're just pacing. It's good for the guys that pace like me to have them on. But and I think that club's cool. I used to see boxing matches there, but he tells us like half of his bit is him telling the story about his mom wanting gummies one night.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's like, my 77-year-old mother is eating too many gummies and freaking out. And it's like a 15-minute story.
As much as I enjoy the, say, Jeselnik or Tosh sort of comedy, I am coming around to the reality that maybe the Segura type comedy is actually what I'm better at.
Yeah.
Is more natural for me, So
which is fine. That's a good style to go by. Oh,
yeah, it works.
Your buddy Jeselnik is coming.
Yeah. Oh, is he?
He's on tour right now. Yeah, he's coming to Phoenix soon.
You want to get tickets?
Yeah, I might go.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this up.
Yeah.
So it's good. 40-minute mark. So
sports heavy. It was a good time.
It was. We appreciate everyone who's listening. So thank you very much.
Go Bucks.
And we'll go ahead and sign off.
OH.